In 1906, Edward S. Babcock settled with his young family in Riverside, California, and opened up an assaying office. During that time, there was a great deal of mining happening in Southern California. Desert prospectors needed to get their ores assayed without the lengthy trip to Los Angeles. Situated at the foot of Cajon Pass, near the head of San Gorgonio Pass and the Santa Ana Canyon, the Edward S. Babcock Assayer's Shop was established. With his scientific education and business acumen, Edward Babcock quickly rose to local prominence, consulting with the city on the design of the fledgling water distribution system, as well as assisting with solutions to city sanitation concerns. This laid the groundwork for the laboratory services that would help monitor water quality in Riverside County and provide testing for inland area water providers. In January of 1919, Willard Babcock joined his father in business, creating Edward S. Babcock & Son. In 1927, ESB received a state certificate of approval for public health service, and Edward Babcock acquired a certificate of proficiency as a bacteriologist a year later. The resulting business created the need for permanent employees in the office, lab, and field. This was only the beginning of many growth spurts and facility expansions to come. Although the 1930s found most of the country struggling to survive, Edward S. Babcock & Sons was able to stay open for business through the Depression years, and as the citrus industry was becoming a major economic force in California, a new opportunity was created for Babcock Labs. As more people invested in the citrus boom, ESB was contracted by grove owners to provide citriculture services. The Babcocks understood that many grove problems could be traced to the water and soil, and through testing were able to care for the groves accordingly, and help the Southern California citrus industry to prosper. ESB also provided services to Sunkist, one of the foremost California citrus cooperative marketing organizations. As the Hoover Dam was completed in the late 1930s, the construction of the aqueduct to bring water to Southern California had also begun. Metropolitan Water District needed right-of-way for the construction of the aqueduct through Riverside County. When Metropolitan had to pursue these right-of-way actions in court, they needed local help. Willard Babcock was recommended as an appraiser for the cases, which carried well into the 1940s, resulting in a great amount of work for ESB, as well as the completion of the Southern California aqueduct system that is still in use today. In 1945, just following World War II, Willard's son Sherman started working for the firm. Prior to entering the military, Sherm had earned a degree in soil science at the University of California at Berkeley. 4 years after joining the family business, his grandfather, Edward S. Babcock, the man who had founded one of the most prestigious agricultural laboratories in California, passed away. In 1953, ESB received certification as an approved laboratory from the state of California for the bacteriological and chemical examination of water. As the Riverside and San Bernardino County representative for the Berkeley Alumni Association, Sherm became involved with other local leaders working to bring a University of California campus to Riverside. Sherm was a founding member of the Citizens University Committee and stayed involved with the CUC for over 50 years, establishing a significant relationship between Edward S. Babcock & Sons, the campus, and UCR graduates. In 1964, a new building was constructed at 3215 Chicago Avenue, and the laboratory moved to its third home. For the first time, UCR graduates were hired as part-time lab technicians. In 1971, Sherm's son Jim Babcock joined the firm, continuing the father-to-son tradition. Shortly after, Willard Babcock passed away. In 1975, Larry Crystal joined the firm, and 3 years later Allison McKenzie joined. As the laboratory's work and employees began to expand, it was time for an improvement on space. A building addition was added, and in 1983 the lab acquired its first gas chromatograph. 2 years later, ESB received state approval for organics work. In 1989, ESB received state approval for hazmat work, and with the constant influx of samples and employees, it was time for a bigger, better facility. In 1990, Sherm Babcock handed the company over to a team he felt could lead ESB into the future. This team consisted of his son, Jim Babcock, and well-invested ESB employees Larry Crystal and Allison McKenzie. They designed and built the 6100 Quail Valley Court facility to accommodate the environmental testing analyses that had quickly become the laboratory's focus. In 1991, Edward S. Babcock Sons officially moved to the Quail Valley Court location, where it still operates today. However, this wasn't the last of ESB's expansion. In 2004, a second building was added on the property next door, providing more space for microbiology, volatiles, semi-volatiles, and organics labs. The new building is also equipped with a bigger multi-purpose room to accommodate 70-plus employees, and an expandable conference room, which frequently hosts affairs such as ESB team events. A year after the completion of the new building, Sherm Babcock passed away, leaving behind a proud scientific family legacy. Following ESB's centennial year of operation, Jim Babcock retired, bringing to a close the Babcock father-to-son tradition. The new era of Babcock Labs was quickly ushered in as Allison McKenzie and Larry Crystal were joined by Marianne Echeverria in the leadership of the company. Today, Allison, Larry, and Marianne, together with the management team and staff, are working to reinforce the core strengths that are the Babcock tradition: investment in technology, scientific knowledge and problem solving, and personal client service. New equipment and method development are the hallmark of the Babcock legacy. With over 100 years of experience, Babcock Labs continues its commitment to providing clients with unparalleled environmental laboratory services.